Hello everybody. This video is going to be a quick first look at Alaska Gold Fever, which is a new mining simulation coming out tomorrow, April 14th. That is tomorrow if you're watching this video the day that it comes out. So I went into this game expecting it to just be a quick simulation of what it might have been like to mine gold back in the 1800s. I was sorely mistaken. There is so much to this game, and I was pleasantly surprised as I made my way through it. So I really wanted to share my experience and also kind of let you guys know what you're in for and if this game is for you or not. So as per usual, you get into things with a little rock collecting, a little stone collecting, all the things we've come to know and love from our survival and simulation games. But then things start branching out. You know, after you learn the main story, you meet a few of the main characters, you end up seeing the true scope of the game. And that scope is held up by a more than okay environment, as well as a really nice soundtrack and sound effects. The only thing I had a little bit of a struggle with was the camera shake and the head bobbing, but I was able to turn that off in the settings. Thank you, dear developer, for including that option because not everybody does. So anyway, you collect all your basic resources, you say hi to everyone in the town, you walk around a little bit, take a few tours, and eventually you get to your first mine. And this is where I was expecting to spend most of my time. And it is a mining game, so that kind of makes sense. But I was surprised as I made my way down the mine. It felt like its own interactive progress bar because each rock of gold that you take down off the wall progresses you further and further and deeper into the mine, which I thought was really cool. There is also a unique mechanic that allows you to put up supports or beams along the side of your mine so that it doesn't fall down and squish you and end your game. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with that. It's pretty easy to notice the crumbling rock above you, and then you just put beams up and you're good to go and you can just keep mining. The mines also have rich gold ore nodes, which when you put them through the sieve will give you more gold per bucket. You collect the rocks that you mine onto the floor into your handy dandy bucket and then bring it back to the sieve. You dump it in the sieve, pull a lever, and you end up with either gold or iron or both. There's the usual wear and tear on tools, which means that you do have to bring a few pickaxes in with you, but also there are tiers of tools. I haven't unlocked the next tier yet, or I haven't made the next tier yet, but once I do, I assume it will take longer for my pickaxe to break down as I am picking through the mine. But then, after I had mined my first few dollars worth of gold, it felt like the whole game just like transformed on me. So it started out as a mining simulator, and really that's what it is at its core, but it's also like the story of what you do with what you've mined, which I love. It immerses you a little bit more in the Alaskan frontier life rather than just sticking you in a mine and saying mine all day. Although, again, as I said, it is a mining simulator, so you do kind of have to like mining all day because that is the main way you will make money. But as I said, the game completely changed because I ended up in a hotel that I now own, and there are rooms that you can renovate. There is a bar that you can renovate. There are all kinds of services you can set up. You can hire employees, and it will all generate passive income for you. Well, somewhat passive because you do have to pay the employees, of course. So there's like a little bit of management thrown in. My only complaint about this aspect of the game is that you cannot place each individual object or decoration. It already comes set up for you. That's not really a big deal considering this isn't a decorating simulation. It's, as I said, a mining simulation, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But I know a lot of you who follow this channel and follow my escapades also really like the ability to customize every little thing. So that's my only gripe with setting up the hotel. But it's really fun. It's really satisfying, and there are multiple tiers of it you have to unlock. So each room that you want to upgrade, you have to pay to unlock, and then you can upgrade it. So it really gives you a reason to be down in that mine getting that gold. And I've really only scratched the surface with this game. there are mine carts that you can set up. So like, you know how I mentioned that progress bar of progression? Once you make it far enough down the mine on that progress, you're quite a ways away from your base camp. So it helps to have the mine cart. I haven't built one yet because I'm still working on that quest, but it's gonna help to build a mine cart down to it and then ride the mine cart back rather than running back. So I really like that way of progressing, and I know that there's more like that coming. And speaking of progression, there's not just the hotel to unlock, but there were 4 other businesses to unlock that I saw. The only one that I think I actually uncovered was a new mine to buy, which is what I'm working on right now. It is going to cost $500 to buy the mine, and I definitely don't have that yet. But I'm really curious what the other 3 tiers of progression are, because I'm the kind of person who will just sit there all day. And if you are the kind of person who likes the feeling of sitting there all day doing some kind of simulation task in order to upgrade and buy the next big thing, then I think you'll really like it. But yeah, I'll sit there all day in order to buy the next upgrade, the next mine, the next piece of property. And as you play through the beginning story of the game, it becomes really clear that you will be upgrading all of these properties, and it feels like there's a lot to look forward to. And on top of that, it has sled dogs that you can take around the map. So they are a little wonky and they get stuck on things a little bit, and sometimes their models turn like sideways. They're a little cumbersome, but I have never once in my life played a game that has sled dogs that we can use as transportation. And my mind is always blown when I do play a game where there is a new mechanic I've never seen before, because I've been around a while, you know? So I really enjoyed getting to not only use my sled dogs, but you can pet them too. So that was a really nice little added bonus. I'm pretty sure there's going to be hunting and some form of combat. I was poking around the general store and there's like dynamite, a few different weapons, furs. There's a furrier, which is someone who makes things out of the furs that have been hunted. I didn't get a chance to try that out yet because it took me quite a while to get to where I got to anyway, but there is that to look forward to. And as I said, all of the businesses to open, the renovations on the hotel to do. I've heard a rumor that there is even a farm you can get going, which of course, knowing me, horse person, farm person, I'm gonna have to do that. All of this to say that A, if you like simulation games to begin with, and B, you like spending time in a mine, feeling the progress of clearing a tunnel and supporting it with beams and setting up minecarts and doing quests and collecting different items, a little bit of mysticism in there. So there's a little bit of, you can take gems and imbue them onto your gear, which I think is awesome. Anyway, if you like all of those things, I think you really will like this game. But that's really it. I have no complaints after all that time. As I said, it's a small team, and I think it's definitely well worth a look. So there we have it. What I want to know is A, did this help? And B, would you like to see me just play through it? Because I would love to do that. I had a lot of fun when I was in there. Again, this comes out April 14th, tomorrow, so make sure you wishlist it if you have not already. So that is it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are enjoying your games, and as always, I will see you all in the next video.